Now, we're going to talk about the visual called table, which is one of my favorite table and matrix. Let's start with the table. Now, guys, so far we have seen the visuals, right? The charts, but there's another one which tells us the numbers, just the numbers. And of course, you have the conditional formatting also. You can apply there. You can create the icons or the bar, uh, the graphs in this the visualization tables. So this is the table. Now, what is the table? Table actually simply is your data. If you want to show the data in your dashboard, suppose I'm looking for this information: age group, category, number of sales, and number of items shipped, and of course the cost. You see that it's a different window, right? It's like a card, but here I can add multiple entries, unlike the card visual. So we have the entire information here, right? We have the entire information here. So all the categories, age groups, where we have these categories, they are coming here, right? Now, if let's say I'll just do one thing, I'll simply go and remove one category, this age group from here. So this is how it is. You see that we have category, we have sales, and we can even sort the data. If I click on the sales, the data will be sorted according to the sales. Okay, see that. You can click on any header. If I click on the category, it's now alphabetically sorted. Now, first of all, what we have to do is, so this is just a table view, nothing special. Okay, sometimes, we want to see the numbers also. So let's format this because the formatting is very nice. We have a lot of features here. So in the formatting part, we have default, we have none, minimal, bold. You can check all these. Okay, contrast, right? So like this, bold, header, condensed. So these are all the different formattings basically. Okay, minimal, let's say minimal. You see that it has actually no formatting now. So default, I'll go with the default one, but this is how it is. So I mean, you can choose the style if you want to choose, give some specific formatting to your this table. It's like Excel tables. Then in the grid lines, again, this is already we have covered so many times. Width, horizontal width. If I have to, you know, let me make this, let's say black one. Now you can see that, right? So this is all the grid line. I'll keep this one. Yeah, you can have the vertical as well. See, the vertical grid is also there. So if I choose again the same color, the vertical grid, this is all about the formatting part, isn't it? So let's go with these, the grid lines. Fine. Then we have the border. Okay, so we have the border. In the border, we have the options like top, bottom, left, right, all that stuff. So I want to create the border on this. See the top, this top part, this one, top. Or look at the bottom part, right? So the bottom also, we have the border here. You can have the left as well. You can have the right as well. Let's use all. Okay, let's say for example, color. Of course, you can choose the color as well. We'll go with this one. And if you want this width, well, this is, I think, very thick. Okay, so let's just keep this as simple one. Okay, so that's the border for us. And then there is a row padding, there's a font size. So let's say that we want the font like this, better. Okay, and the padding, again, this is all the distance. I told you we have done this before also, right? So we can have some space, which is nice. So anyways, so this is all I'm going to work on this, including the headers, the values, everything. Specifically, if I come to the, the value section, you see now we can have the value section also. If I change this to italic, see the difference. So here we don't have the headers taking part in, participate in this formatting because headers are not the values. Okay, so just for information, I'll keep this again the same. Text color, again, you can change these text colors. Yeah, fine. So see that text color is changed. Background color, again, if you want, you can. So background, let me show you. For example, this is the background color, in case if you want. Alternate text color, alternate background color. So alternate means as you can see, there are two different colors. So I can change the alternate text color also. Okay. So text color, background color, alternate text colors. Alternate means like alternate rows. You can see alternate backgrounds. I mean, like if I change this to something like this, you see that, right? So these are the things. I mean, you can, if you want to format your table, you can. I'll just reset to default. Okay. Because we already have, I mean, this, the variations, as you can see, the white with the another light color, which is okay for me, but they have given these options for your the background and the font. And it's, I think, quite uh, self-explanatory. Once you go here, text color, background color, then alternate background color. Okay. All right. Or otherwise you can choose the above the layouts as well. They have a good color combinations. So, okay. So once this is done, guys, now they have given the option for the column headers as well. So these are the column headers in this table, the visualization. So we have the table, the headers, we have the totals, and then we have these values here, right? So obviously we'll have all the options there. Like column header is there. So now the column header, if I want to maybe, let's say I want to make them bold, something like this, I'm okay. Color, I will not change. Yeah, the background color, again, the same thing. If you want to put some background color, you can go and use that. Okay. So let's say I'll go with this, maybe this one. Headers alignment, we can put them in left or right or center, you know, according to the situation. Like I'll prefer them, for example, in the center. See these arrows, right? Like in Excel you do. So you can increase the height and the width from here also. Like this. In case, I mean, if there is some header that you think it needs some space width-wise, so you can do that. Okay. Perfect. So now, since the headers are aligned in the center, obviously I want the values also to be aligned in the center. Okay. So that we will see text wrap is on, you know, the text wrap, right? If we have a long header, which doesn't fix in the specified the area, or maybe, I mean, if I just want to shrink the, you know, the width of the header, I want to reduce the width. So it is automatically going to be aligned. The next line will be formed text wrap. Otherwise, the text will start, you know, it won't show. It is going to not going to be. It started cutting in this this particular the box, right? Because it needs enough space. So that is what it is. The text one, nothing special. Well, auto size is already on, which is okay. So total is done. Specific column also we have here. Specific column, you can choose any specific column from here, right? If you want to target some specific field. Otherwise, I mean, you can leave this as it is if you are happy with everything, right? Like for example, now when I say category, do I want to apply this on the value, on the total, or on the header? By default, they said you can apply this on value. So category values are these values. But let's say I say that I want to apply on everything, including total also. So you can on this option like this. Okay. And now we can give the text colors as well. So if I give this type of, look at this, isn't it? Right. And I can have the background color as well. So if I choose the background color, this is how the background color comes. Okay. Alignment is again there. So center all, or maybe I want to keep them on the left side. This is for category. If I go in with the sales, for example, now in the sales, I say I just want to apply this only on the value part, right? So if I align this, you see that only the value is moved, but not the total. Well, I think we definitely need this alignment. So let's apply this on the total as well. Again, if you go and change any color over here, depending upon these header total, this will do the job. I think this is clear, right? Let's not waste the time on this. Item shift. So they have given all the options, you know. Again, I keep the value on, which is by default actually. And of course, the total as well, sorry. Yeah. Okay, header is already we have aligned in the center. But again, this is all about the colors as well. No coloring, nothing. I keep this as it is, right? All right. So once again, the cost and the total, and let's put this in the center. Yeah, fine. So specific column section is all about these alignments and the colors, right? Display unit, value, decimal, you already know these options, right? We will go with these numbers. No changes in the formatting part. Thousand, millions, nothing. We said to default, you can do any time. Okay. So once this specific column is done, then we have another thing, cell elements. Now you don't see the cell elements in the other visuals we have covered, isn't it? Now see, in the cell element, this is my personal favorite one, because here I can have a formatting part also. Now generally this, when you have the tables, it's always advisable to put some numbers there. To put some, the graphs along with the numbers. Now, for example, so you want to apply the settings to which one? So category, no. I prefer, let's say, for example, let's start with maybe the sales. Okay. Now in the sales, I can have background color, I can have font color, data bar, icon, web URL, a lot of things are there. So background color means the background color based on your the numbers, right? So this is the same conditional formatting we do in Excel. You see that background color is now according to the numbers, right? Of course, we can go and, we can go and change this the way we want actually the colors. So we can always have the two, the dim color, the same color, but with, let's say, one color is very bright and the other one is less bright. So just to show you, if I say, see the minimum and the maximum, I say the lowest value will have the color something like this. Yeah. And the highest value, okay, let me change the color. Okay, so let's go with this. And something like this. Okay, click OK. That's how the formatting will happen. The background formatting, right? So you can use this as well. The color combination is fine. You can, if you want to add some middle color also here, you can add the middle color also. Like very less bright and then somewhere in the middle and then very, very bright, dark, I meant to say, right? So those sort of things are also here. So I want to go with this, let's say, with this one. And then finally, I will go with this one. Sorry, not this one, but maybe this one, like this. Just, look at the color combinations. Okay, that you can decide in your meetings. So this is the highest here. So obviously the color will be darker here. Anyway, so this is just a background color. In case if you want, you can have the other options also, but let's use something else now. So I'm going to use just a background color for this, for sales. For item shape, we can check not the background color. No, I'm not interested in the font color. Font color obviously will be this color. The digits. I'll use the data bar, which is my very favorite one. So you can see that I have got the data bar here based on the item sheet, the quantity, right? So the bigger number we have, obviously, the bigger will be your data bar, isn't it? Right? And please don't look at here. This is the total. Okay. You can off the total as well in case, but total is, I think it is required here. It is useful. So we have the data bars here. Then in the data bar also, we can have so you can see here, we have the lowest value, we have the highest value. If you have, let's say in your data, you have a negative bar, you can use the negative color also. If you don't want to show the numbers, you can use the show bar only, but we definitely want the numbers. Of course, I will go and use a bar which suits my theme. So I'll go with this positive bar with this one, and lowest value, highest value, that's fine. So we'll go with this one. Okay. So let's click OK. And this is beautiful, right? Now, in case, as I said, you don't want the numbers, it's up to you. Okay. Or maybe you can try one thing, that this item shape, if I just put this item shape here, For example, no, it's not allowing me. That is what I was trying to check. Yeah, it's allowed. Okay, let's move this up. So here in this item shape, I can use that particular option which says bar only. I mean, up to you. Okay, but I'm going to prefer this here only. Okay, and so in this case, so somebody was sharing his this the tip actually as to how he has actually created a workaround on the problem that what he was doing actually. His numbers were the color of the bar due to the theme of the his overall dashboard. Both the colors were dark. So what was happening? These bars were not. I mean, these numbers were not so clear inside the bar. So then what he did is that. So I found it quite. I mean, it was a kind of a good workaround. So I'm just sharing that with you. So what it did actually basically change the alignment of that particular uh, the field. So if I come here, for example, item shape, and I just say that okay, you actually should go to the the right side. So I mean, this way he was able to sort out that problem, right? So of course we can kind of I mean this you have to see this value, like how you want to keep this value, because this is a now big data. This is the highest data, so this is how the bar comes. It is touching the borders, but otherwise, if you see the other numbers, so he was just sharing that this is how he was able to resolve that issue. Okay, so we have the bars here. So same way, um, we can have the other things as well. So item ship is, so let's pick the cost. This is not mandatory for you. I'm just telling you the options. We can have the icons also. Okay, icon. So again, you see these icons will also tell you the story, right? Like this, generally, I think you can use when you are calculating some profit and loss things. Okay, or maybe sales wise, the target, you want to. So I can create here one more field, and then we can say if the sale is greater than cost, and then show this arrow, otherwise the other arrow. So that we will do in the DAX function. So you have the FX here. So you see that this is how the FX looks like here, because this is all about the icons. So here we have the formatting style with the if conditions. If the value is greater than 0 and less than 33, all that stuff. So what I actually will do is, we will just, what we will do, we will first of all create, let's choose our own icons, isn't it? So we're going to use something, I'm preferring actually only 3 icons. Let me use, yeah. Okay, so let's say I will go with this one. You can delete all these from here. Let's begin this from the very scratch like this. So here you see I can have the icons, right? So there are other icons as well here. So we can choose the icons from this list as well. So maybe we will go with this one and this one. This is true when we have the value somewhere, near to our target, and this is at the down. Or yes, we can use these lights also. Yellow light, green light, and gray light. Wow, there are so many options here. Yeah. Okay, so I say, first of all, use this one. Okay, so what we will do, we will say, look at the values here. So you have to decide now. How do you want this? Anything which is greater than 66, for example, in the cost we are talking about, this is the cost, which field. I can choose the different fields also here. Okay, but let's keep the thing simple today because it's a cost. So by default, the cost will come. Format style, it's rules actually. Let's keep this as a rule only in the icons. This is how it is. Okay, so icon layout is on the left of the data. You can move this on the right side also. These icons, they can come here, or you can say icon only. It's up to you. Okay, all right. So first of all, let's convert this to a number, this and this. Make sure we have the numbers here. If the number is greater than, or I should use, yeah, fine. If the number is greater than 60,000 and less than something 80,000, for example. Okay, I want to show this as a, correct? And there's another rule which I want to create. Or let's say I'll just go with the two icons. And if the number is greater than equals to, let's say, okay, so let's use number count, and then less than 60,000. And I'll go with this, maybe this one. And finally, let me create one more rule. If it's actually is greater than equals to 30,000 to 60,000 we have here, which means now the number should be greater than equals to, let's keep this 0. Anything which is greater than equals to 0 and number and less than 30,000. So you have to see all these combinations, they should match, right? So anything which is less than 30,000, I don't find this window so friendly, because generally you should have all the options greater than equals to, less than equals to, like all the options should be here, but it's fine. So I will use the icon called this one. Fine. So here we have all the number formatting done. And so anything which is greater than 0 but less than 30,000, it should be, so that this means this particular stage should have a down arrow. What do you say? 30,000 to 60,000, right? Because equals to is greater than equals to is here. So definitely I'm looking for 60,000, less than 60,000, because 60,000 is included here, right? So we have these type of the icons. Let's click OK, and there we go. So I guess this is above the 80,000. So let's click back here and let's change this to, it's a huge sale. How this happened? 1,60,000, because this is 1,16,000. So I'm just making it, no, sorry, 1 lakh. So this is, I'm going to make this as, let's say, 1,80,000. Okay. Now we should see there. So we have the icons, we have the backgrounds, text color, font color. I don't use it, but you can use, but font color, I mean, it really requires very good eyes, because font is something not so actually clear, but I mean, the options are there. Leave this particular part where the URL, it's right now, we'll not discuss this. So we have this all available in the cell element. And now you see, this is not the same table which we actually used before, isn't it? You have put the formatting, you have put the conditional formatting. This is really telling you the good story, the information. And as I said that you can sort the data anytime based on any field, right? Like if I'm looking for the highest, the item ship, I can click on the highest item ship. If I want the data sorted according to the categories, you can click them in all on these different columns. This is how the table visual looks like. And of course, then you have all these options, effects. This we have already discussed, right? The background effect, if you want to keep this, any you see the color, the borders, the shadows, all that stuff, right? So that's how it is. I'll not use all that. This you already know title. If you want to keep the title, yes, you can keep the title as well here. Like I say that of performance, or maybe text, something like this. And then we have alignment middle. Let's put some background color. So I'll give this color. I will go with the white font, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Right. This is clear, I think, right? This is how we have the table information. Of course, if I put the slicer here, we can have the slicer. Where is my slicer? Yeah. Slicer will do the formatting. I mean, sorry, the cross filtering. So if I have, let's say, date and date hierarchy. You have seen this, all the information, right? So that's how it is. And if you have any other slicer where you have done the formatting, remember I told you there is a painter option also available. So you can see, one can clearly actually see these numbers, isn't it? And maybe we can do one thing. I mean, like, just a thought. Instead of the vertical list, why don't we use the type? And I'll just put this here, isn't it? And of course, I mean, we can color this. So, all right. So where we have this colors, options, values, font color. Well, font color is okay. I just want to increase the size of the font. Yes. We don't need the title, just of the title slicer header. We don't need the year. That's it. And the last thing, background. So I'm going to have the background color as what actually the something black, and the font actually should be, yeah, fine. Okay. So this way we have the visuals, and then we have these things also. Okay. So this is called the table. You can put here a lot of information. Okay. Yeah. And then one more thing we can do. This is again, see what I will do. I will say that, so I'll pick any field. You can pick as many as you want, but I'll pick actually, let's say item shaped. Okay. Item shape. So I click on the item shape here, and I say that I want to add the spark line. Okay. I want to add a spark line. Same feature which we have in Excel also. You can use the conditional formatting from here also. Generally, you don't see the conditional formatting in other the visuals, the fields, but here in the table they provide this option here also. Anyways, remove conditional formatting. No need to reset the things. You can remove the conditional formatting from here also. So obviously it's going to remove the conditional formatting from the field you have selected, right? So if you want to remove it, you can. Okay. But I was telling you, add a spark line. Now, when I want to add the spark line, so what is a spark line? It's a trend line. It can create the trends for you. Like, for example, item shift is my axis, of course. Then in this, we can just search month. I guess the month was the name, right? So the month on month, we need the data. So I'll actually go here. Not, it was actually, okay. So all the month fields are showing up here. Let's not do that. Let's directly go in that toy data. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use the date. Yeah. So here we have the date field, right? So we have the date hierarchy here, as you know. So I'm just going to click on the date hierarchy, and further in the date hierarchy, I prefer the month. Okay, because for year I have already got the slicer, right? So you see what, it's not going to delete the existing the field, right? Don't worry about that particular thing. It's actually going to add the additional line here. So once I have this spark line, it is going to tell me the trend, how it is going. So it's always always nice information we can get in this such a short, small actually the slab, the box, because you see this is telling me Jan through December, right? The trend. You can delete it anytime. And if you want to keep this next to the item shift, you can put this up, and this is how it is. Okay, this is how it is. So we have this line created. If I have to remove, obviously you can remove this from here. You can rename also, right? Like if you're not happy with this, the name item shift by month, just rename this, and you can rename the field. That will publish here immediately, right? You can rename any field, guys. Okay. All right. In case, if it is required, otherwise don't do that. I prefer editing this also prefer, if you have to go and change something, later on you said that, no, I will prefer this using the year or not the month, but something else, maybe quarterly, you can always go and edit it. You don't have to close and then drag it. Just use the edit option. Okay. And then go in the toy shop data. Now, I also want to tell you right now, it is not a good time. The month we have used from the toy data, right? But let's say we never had the month available here. For example, you can have the month from other tables also here, but then there has to be a relationship between the tables that we will do later. If you're wanting that, why do we get all the data here when it is we have picked up the toy data only? Why the other fields? Why the other data is coming? Isn't it full of distraction? Well, the reason is that I'm allowed to use any field from any table here. If I have to use the trend, I can do that. But provided the data which you are right now using, that data has a relationship with that table. So that's why the options are there. Okay. So this is how it is. So I hope everything is clear. And so from here also you can move up and down to top or to bottom, which means that obviously up and, it start moving from here. Okay. And rest, I think, yeah, we are done with this. So let's click on this and let's have, okay. So, yeah, fine. So in case if I have to, what I was looking that in case if you want to format this, let's see that. So if I say item sheet by month, and this is all about the background color, basically what I want to do, or maybe the text color I want to change. Let's see that. So text color, there's no text there. Okay. What about the background? Yeah. So the background is allowed. Okay. So if I go with this one and let's see the text color. No. So text color is not for that. Okay. It's not considering that as a text. Okay. Anyways, so background color is there, which is nice, just in case if you want. Otherwise, I'll just say reset to default, because my other pattern then will not be in sync with this, because you see we are using the color combination, and I think you don't need to format it too much, right? Just focus on the information. So that is how this particular table is done. We can have the information here, right? So you can bring a lot of information here. I told you that select the visual. I can have here the max highest sale also, the max sale also. Just need to go and put these fields here, and let me put the field here. So I put this field here and I see that I want the average, I want the max, and the highest sale also I want to, see. So you see that table can actually have a lot of columns. Now this maximum column, max of sale something is very bad header. So as I said that, you can double click here, or you can just see that if you have the option here, for rename, as I said, rename. So I double click here and I say that actually it's the highest sale, the highest sale, like something like this. Header should also be clear. Okay, sorry. So, the highest how it is. So we have the highest sales here. Clear, right? So same way, you can have more information. All right. And if you have more tables, more headers, then obviously you need to shrink this. And as you know, the wrap text is there, which I was telling you, your text will not cut, right? It will still be visible. These are all the small things, but when you create the dashboard reports, they can create a problem. So we should know that. Okay. Now this is done. All right. Now, yes, please.
Sir, don't we have an option to align our complete data in one go without going to a specific column?
I don't think so. We can check the all option, but let me not do this here because here we have created this, keeping the icons. So we have the all option there. If you remember that, apply to header, apply to values, apply to total. Yes, we can do that. Okay, let's see that. So let me create this. Okay, so same thing, age and cost. sales and item share. And yeah, fine. Let's go there. So first of all, okay, so let's use some contrasting color. Yeah, okay. And the font. So this is how it is. Now, the question is that, which is a good question actually, nice observation, that in order to, save my time, efforts, can I not simply put everything in one go? Well, we can see this option here. You remember that, first of all, they have given the column header option. Column header is for this. They've given us the total option. The total option is here. Specific column, if I have to target, yes, I can do that. Cell element obviously is for the formatting again. You can have the icons, you can have the text color, all that. So these three are basically the components, as I said before also, that header and the value, the total. Now, if I go in the specific column, here, what I'm trying to do is that I checking that, what exactly can be the workaround for this if I have to put this. So see, here I think it's not gonna work because here I have to choose every individual one by one, right? And but the good part is that I can apply to the header and I can apply to the total. So all the three options will be done in one go. But yes, as far as the fields are concerned, we have to do this 4 times, right? So if you're asking me for the in one step, if we can do, so let's see that. Then we can go for the column headers. Now, if we go for the column headers, I think we will not have the other part, which is the value part and the total part. So I can align this in the center, but then see the age group now there. You see that age group, cost, sales, item, they are all aligned in the center. But then, the values still not aligned. So this has to be done through this. This has to be done through, this is the only shortcut, I think. Where I say that, okay, apply header, apply total, okay. And I'm just going to have them in the center. You see that? Then you come back here. So you have to do this. And I don't think it's going to take much time because you just need to select this from here and, say on, and then in the center. Okay.
Yes, sir. I think we have to go like by column, or either we have to go by headers, values, and total, right?
Now, if your question was that how I can align them, everything in this table, I in the middle or in the left or the right.
Yes.
So yes. So then there's no point of using the total section or this column header because they will leave the values untouched. The values will not be aligned then. So you come to the specific column part and here you check all these options so that when you are using the color or alignment, anything, they actually will go and reflect here in every part.
Can we do it by format painter also? Like if we have to apply on one column and after that we can apply to all columns by applying format painter. Will it work?
Oh, paintbrush is the option which you use from one visual to the another visual, right? Not within that. Like for example, because you see, how will you select say if I select this, for example, if I select this, they are not selecting, they are getting sorted. So if I have to use the format painter, this basically works on the concept that, for example, if I have here another table and
today I think we had done that.
Yes. So if you have this option here, just now finishing. So you see that, guys, this option, I don't want to waste my time, right? So I can use this format painter here. This is going to work. And of course, this is going to save your time as well. Now for the conditional formattings, you need to check because you see, conditional formatting can be different for you. We are talking about the color combinations, alignment, that is different. But here, if you are trying to if you are using some other field, then you need to see how it is going to use the paintbrush over I mean, if I paintbrush this particular thing, okay, let's do this. For example, if I say paintbrush and I go in this, the data, and I just go and click on this, see that the formatting will be applied on the fields which are relevant to it, like sales is there. So if I go and put something like, maybe what, so here we have, uh, sales, cost, highest sale. Okay, so what I do, I'll just put, um, let me select this. Okay, I'll put the cost here. Yeah, just to see. Look at this now. Cost. Are we having the same conditional formatting? Yes, right? We have the same conditional formatting applied here, which is nice. I mean, but yes, if I don't want that, you know that we can simply go here and we can remove the conditional formatting from here. Okay. Any other field, I think, which is not relevant, like for example, if I put the item name here, then it, item name has nothing to do with the conditional formatting because there's no conditional formatting here, right? But however, the background and the text colors, they will all be there. Okay, so that's how it is. Okay, so I hope this has answered your question.